Mental health. I mean, it's something that obviously, if you follow me on social media, is something very important to me. Almost 2 months to the day, I got a second chance at life. January 7th is when I woke up. Today is March 6th, so tomorrow marks 2 months of getting a second chance at life and appreciating it a little bit more. Obviously, the recovery process is not a one and done thing. I've been fortunate enough to find a new therapist here in Reno that's been helping me, that's been very useful, along with talking to my psychiatrist in Sacramento over the phone and medications. But I have a whole new outlook on things, and I'm constantly still battling bipolar disorder. But I think the more I'm able to talk about it, the more that other people are able to talk about it, we break the stigma. And for me, that's something really important, because people talk about physical health, mental health is just as important. And I think the resources are out there now that people are starting to be more accepting of it, being able to talk about it a little bit more. People are recognizing it's okay to make a phone call to the hotline, or to send a text to the crisis text line, or even just calling a friend, calling someone that they know they can trust, putting themselves in a safe environment. And for me, that's a big lesson, because over the last 13 years that I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, I felt like I was by myself. And unfortunately, it took a very dark rabbit hole for me to fall into before I realized that there are people out there that care, that there are people that want to not necessarily help, because it's a tough topic to address, but they're here to support me. And anyone else that's battling with any sort of mental illness, people are here to support you. And so I think that's a key thing, and people shouldn't be afraid to talk about that they need help, that they're having a hard time, or even that they see a therapist, or they're seeing a psychiatrist, or taking meds. Any little bit that people share continues to help break the stigma. And I want to do my part to make other people feel comfortable by talking about it, and I think that's why I'm very active on social media, to try to influence, and if I can just help one person, I feel that I've used my platform in a proper way. And anyone that comes across this video, I just want them to know that if there's anyone that's struggling, that feels like they have no one to reach out to, whether you're a friend, family, or stranger, I'm here. And I think that's sometimes, I think reaching out to somebody you don't know very well could be some of the biggest help, because people just talk, right? They're able to just talk about it and not feel like they're getting judged. I know for me, it was a tough thing with my family, because culturally it's not something that's really talked about, and so I was afraid to talk to my family, because I felt that that's what was going to happen, is I felt that I was going to be judged by opening up about it. And so it was easiest for me to talk to some of my friends that were there. It was easy for me to talk to people even on social media, because I felt like I didn't have to worry about that aspect of being judged dealing with bipolar disorder. And obviously with the suicide attempt, I think people have realized that it's something serious, and it is something that people shouldn't take lightly, even the individuals struggling with any sort of mental illness. It's not something that we can just push away. It's something that we have to continue to fight. I mean, fight the good fight, and everyone has a role in it. And I think the biggest advocates for mental illness and mental health are those that suffer from it, or those who are close to people that suffer from it. So I guess the biggest thing is, for me, is anyone out there that feels that they need to talk about it, talk about it. Don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed, because I think the people that will support you, good, bad, the darkest of times, are the people that you want in your life. And and helping educate people that are maybe on the fence on understanding about mental illness and mental health issues. The only way we overcome that is by talking about it. So I encourage people to talk about it and not be afraid and ashamed, embarrassed, because it is something important that not just individuals should have to fight, but society as a whole. And it's time to continue to make that fight and try to prevent more instances like I was faced with. I never want anyone to have to feel the same struggles as far as getting to that deep dark spot. Again, if you are, or if you're afraid that someone close to you is, call the hotline, because it's not just for the individuals. It's for the people who are close to people that are struggling with it. And if you don't know that number, the hotline number is 1-800-273-8255. For me, I keep it on my phone. Hopefully I'll never have to use it again, but it's the first thing in my favorite section, because I know that it puts me at comfort to know that I can turn my phone on and I can call right away, because they are there to help the individual going through the struggles and people's friends that are going through the struggles with family. Again, I encourage everyone to keep the number on hand, 1-800-273-8255. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and again, if you know someone that could benefit from it, please share it, get the message out, because the more that we can openly say, hey, here's a resource, then we're continuing to break the stigma.